Welcome to today's episode, where we'll be looking at Batman Arkham Origins on the Steam Deck and covering 4 things you need to know before buying to avoid you wasting your money. You know this feeling, it's Friday, so excited to get home and play that game you just purchased, only to find out it doesn't even work.
What the
Batman Arkham Origins on the Steam Deck is currently unsupported. The good news is the game works fine with Proton Experimental, which can be selected through the Compatibility section. Once Proton Experimental is selected, hit the play button and it loads with no issues apart from the small loading screen. Give it a couple of seconds and the game will boot into full screen mode. Arkham Origins is currently $14.99 in the Steam store, with various DLCs also available. You will need 19GB of free memory to install the game. Taking a look at the low graphics preset, as you can see the FPS is locked to 60. It does take a slight dip on the dive, but then soon returns to that 60 FPS locked. On the low graphics preset, the wattage being used is around 12.3 to 12.4 watts total system draw. The Steam Deck can drop down to a 6 watt TDP to extend battery life on these low settings. Even with the low graphics preset, the game still runs very smoothly and looks very nice on screen. I didn't experience any freezing or any lags on the low graphics presets either. Moving over to the medium graphics preset, the game was lagging at this preset, so I did decide to switch the compatibility to GE Proton 7 version 29, which made the game run a lot smoother. As you can see, it holds the 60 FPS quite nicely. It does take a small dip now and again down to 56 to 59 when fighting, but it quickly returns back to the 60 FPS locked. Again, while gliding, the FPS does dip down to around 56, but as soon as we get back into combat, it returns back to the 60 FPS locked again. Same as the low graphic preset, it didn't experience any lagging or any glitching or any stuttering. The game looks very nice on the screen and plays very well. Moving over to the high graphics preset, as you can see it's a 60 FPS locked, but while gliding it can take a dip down into around 57, but soon returns back to that 60 FPS lock again. The game looks really well on the high graphics preset, it runs very smooth and I haven't experienced any stuttering or graphical glitches. If we take a look at the battery, it's sitting at 57%, so that will get you just around about an hour at the high graphics preset. Overall, is Batman Arkham Origins on the Steam Deck a waste of money? And to that, I would have to say no. The game is unsupported, but it runs perfect. You can get this game for a fair price. It's not too large and the size is reasonable compared to other Batman games in the series. The game runs great, looks clean, plays well with no stutters or graphical glitches, so in my opinion it's a great game, a good addition to the library and money well spent if you decide to buy it.